Don't do this or you will piss off your mentor and never learn anything.
The dude sent emails. I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna sell you one. I don't care. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Hi guys, we are going to review an interesting interaction between Alex Hormozi, who was teaching people, and one of his students who pissed him off. It's gonna be very funny and also hopefully very instructive. Let's start.
Which is what I'm saying. It's funny, he's mentioned about what you guys get out of those interviews.
So notice he says, like I mentioned, from a power dynamics point of view, like I mentioned, puts him at the same level as Alex Hormozi, like the two of them are having a one-to-one conversation. However, if you are there to learn, if you want to keep somebody as a mentor, or if you want to keep a good relationship with your boss, you should respect the fact that they are higher status than you have and they have more knowledge than you have. In case of mentors, they are higher status because they have higher knowledge. It is good for you to treat them as higher status so that they keep teaching you. They win, they feel better, you win because you learn and you grow. A little small detail, but small details add up and make the difference, also because they stem from a different mindset and a different way of seeing the world with the correct power dynamics lenses. Let's keep going.
Which obviously for you guys is very limited now. But for me, what I do, I love companies when I trust them. I got 15 messages, 10 emails from companies asking to help.
This is another mistake that we will see a lot from him. Look, it's a room full of people. However, he monopolizes the conversation. If you notice, other people are getting bored, and that is not good for you as the student because you are losing rapport with the other students. But even worse, it's not good for the teacher because the teacher doesn't want to have a single person to monopolize the conversation. So watch out when you start talking a little bit too much. In your mind, you should start thinking, cut it out.
Their businesses, but they're all probably under 50k a month, which is not the clients that I'm looking for. One lady even said I should fix my teeth for free.
This is another common mistake. He is giving too many details. One lady said, who cares? These are successful people, successful entrepreneurs. Yes, sometimes you want to tell one story if it's very relevant. However, usually you want to avoid because you don't want to overload with too many details.
Pretty cool, but yeah, so it's...
Yeah, it is funny and pretty cool if you're shooting the shit with your friends. In this room, in this environment, cut it out.
Funny because I've got a lot of trust just from that one thing. It's the first bit of limelight that I've ever really got in terms of
trust issues, a little bit too emotional talk, feels a little bit too feminine. These are the things that nobody says, but in a room full of alpha males, high achieving, driven men, don't talk too much about makes me feel how I feel, blah, blah, blah.
influence or perspective. So yeah, I can see the impact that it does have.
I mean, I'm in favor, just to be clear, I'm in favor of everybody making content. Because one, it brings you customers. But in the beginning, the most important thing it does is it converts other customers. So if you're doing outbound, your outbound will be more effective if you have just even...
So now Alex Hormozi is explaining, making good points as he usually does. What you usually do in these cases is to nod, say, yeah, that makes sense, take your notes, and then ask questions that are relevant to you so that you can learn from it.
They'll look you up, they'll watch it, they'll be like, oh, this guy's...
What you don't want to do is to keep talking as if you were at the same level as he is, or even worse, to contradict him.
Content keeps making you money, just like SEO keeps making you money. As long as the content's still there and you have the following, it will continue to compound in time. It just takes longer.
So don't get me wrong, I do,
Don't get me wrong. What does that suggest? It suggests you got me wrong. Again, it's not the type of talk you want to have with somebody that you want to treat as higher status than you are. And again, he's taking too much time from the whole group.
I say that to people that I work with, for them to always have good socials and good images and all that stuff. But my other companies have used social media at a very basic level, just basically having images there for what you said when they look you up.
My other company is like, bro, you are there for your main company. Don't divert too much.
This business, I don't have anything, but I just need to scale as fast as possible to get my seat here. So we just churned emails. But I understand.
He's contradicting Alex because he's saying we didn't do content like you suggested, we did this other thing. You want to be careful with that because For the teacher, it's always important that he keeps a high status with everybody in the room. Otherwise, he loses his ability to influence, he loses his ability to command control of the room. And don't forget, this is recorded. It's crucial for him to show that people respect his authority and expertise. He cannot have this random guy walk in and talk to him one-on-one and contradict him.
Stand up, it is obviously super important.
And by the way, maximum respect for that guy. He seems like a very good guy. The reason I'm saying this is because I want other good guys not to make these mistakes, right?
Now, like getting just a taste of this, and you guys obviously do have it. Is that like organic for anything I do to grow that trust?
It's high leverage. I mean, the nice thing is that to accomplish the conversion objective, very little content has to go out. Like you just have to have stuff that's on there that shows that you're like active and like you're a real person and that you have game.
See, the question he asked again was too long. His question was, why should I need the trust? 4, 5 words, how many did I say? That's all he had to ask. Why is it so important for me to have trust? Is it really important? Done with your question. He didn't need all the long detour.
So you just put your best stuff out there rather than thinking like, what's my cadence and all that stuff. It's like, make sure you get 1 or 2 posts a week up on whatever your 1 or 2 major platforms are. Like not a huge lift.
I just think like if I start something, like I have to like, do that thing.
Oh man, again, now he's starting in one of his too long rants.
It's easy just to ignore it, not focus on it, send some emails.
He thinks he's funny because in his mind this is more like a one-to-one conversation, but this is not the time and place to have the kind of we're sitting in a bar just chatting and having a good time.
The dude sent emails. I don't get it.
And now you can see that Alex Hormozi is getting annoyed by this.
Shit. I'm not gonna sell you one. I don't care. Do whatever the fuck you want. So like,
Exactly. He was resisting his influence. It's like, oh no, but why should I do that? Do I really need to do that? I was doing this other thing. And now Alex Hormozi is forced to push back a little bit stronger.
if you want to go send twice an email, send them. But like, why not? Why aren't you sending more emails?
This is a counterattack now. He was annoyed that he was being put on the spot, treated not like the teacher who he is. And so now he asks, why aren't you sending to? This is also a power move, but it was a called for power move.
So we've done it. I mean, we just built this based on how many clients we could get in for this the last 2 months.
Yeah.
And again, it goes into too long of an explanation.
Why don't you do more than that?
I can, I will, but we're just going to run out my mailing list. It's like 49,000, don't have 20,000 already. So,
Now, this has been going on for several minutes. Look how many people are around the room that are not paying too much attention because they don't care. He's losing social status and goodwill in that room by talking for so long and saying so little and slightly antagonizing the teacher, but it's still meaningful.
new countries.
Buy the mailing list. What do you do?
Yeah, so right now, I had a few lead gen guys that were going and paid per leads.
Sure.
And then...
One guy's leaving.
That wasn't even outperforming our bought mailing list. So now we're just doing the bought mailing list at 49k. And then we're going to new countries.
Too many
I actually have
details
scaling this
again.
business. I have contacts in 2 other countries to kind of run out of
You sound like you're good at that. I'm just gonna be sorry.
Now he's cutting him off. Why did he say you sound like you're good? Because he's getting tired of this long conversation, so now he wants to cut it off.
Make sure that everybody else gets like. It sounds like you're good at that. Just do that.
Yeah. But I will do this a little bit of organic content
But
too.
no, you don't want to do that. You don't
No, you don't want to do that. Don't do that. Yeah.
want to do that. Pick.
Christ.
Oh, you know what I mean? Like,
Pick. See, this is how an alpha male thinks and behave. Don't dilly-dally, I could do this, I could do that, I didn't do it, I did this other thing. Keep it short and simple.
I'm playing the other side right now because you're just opposing whatever I see either way. So like
Exactly.
like whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know you. Yeah, I know you know.
And now he makes another mistake, he goes again on another longer rant.
Shit, no one else should give a shit about that. But
I care because I'm making a point.
Yeah, no,
So,
I-
like when I say go make content, you're like, I'm not sure if I want to make content. I'm actually really good at email. So I say go do emails. You're like, I don't know, but I
oh,
should
you
do
saying that
content.
don't do
Like,
emails
what is
for companies? I mean, like just.
Man, this was for him the most important lesson in that meeting if he was able to learn the lesson. You just to sit with high-level entrepreneurs, you don't just need good entrepreneurship skill, you need good social and power skills.
In terms of what I want to do next for consulting, I just want as many companies connected to me as possible. So that's what I'm going to build. And I'll build it with emails and organic.
Now that he's saying awesome, that's his way of saying the conversation is closed. He doesn't want to end it on a negative, so to do it in a positive, he says, good, awesome, rock on. If you're a leader, that's a fantastic way to end a conversation quickly. High power without antagonizing. High power, high warmth. You say, good, awesome, rock on, mate, and then you keep going.
Awesome. Love it. Okay. Is there anything